Starting with your feet facing forwards then, feet, knees, hips, shoulders, all in alignment. You want to feel for that weight between the inside and the outside of your foot and the front and the back of the foot. So you're trying to balance out. There should be no weight in your toes. So if you can, just pick your toes up, spread them out, and then just lower them down, but don't put any weight into them. And then feel that it's even through the rest of the foot. So you're kind of over your arches. If you then press down into your arches and lift your head up to the ceiling, you'll feel that leveling out through your pelvis. Your legs will be active instead of just sort of hanging there. The bum is switched on but not clenching, and there's a little bit of stuff going on with your pelvic floor and core as well. And then you're stacked through your hips, your ribs, your shoulders and your head, but you might need to just pull it back a little bit. So think of the chin as level to the floor and just draw the chin in so the back of the neck lengthens. And then rotate your palms to face in, your elbows, your shoulders, your chest opens then, and you've got it's in the right position, but you're not sort of squeezing or forcing. So it's not like a sergeant major pose kind of thing. It's a nice relaxed, just a little rotation. Holding that position then, relax into it, start to focus in on your breathing. Nice easy breaths in and out through the nose if you can. And as you breathe, focus your breath down into the very bottom of your rib cage, into the lungs there. So you can place your hands there if you want, or you can keep them at the side. But you're breathing into the ribs. And as you breathe out, your ribs are just going to relax down. So there's no force to get them back down. So breathing in. And breathing out, nice and easy. No weight behind that breath, so it's as quiet as you can. And again. And breathing out. One more, breathing into the rib cage. And breathing out. Letting it relax. Lovely. Relax your arms down. Take it into your double arm raise. So thumbs lead the way up towards your shoulders, and then breathing in to relax. And again, breathing out, double arm raise. Shoulders sliding down, neck is long. Good, good. We're just coming to shoulder height, and you want to feel that your neck stays the same length. So you don't want your shoulders coming up around your ears with your arms. So you should be able to just move freely within that shoulder joints. Lovely. Start to take it a little bit higher if you can. And all the while looking for where you might be compensating. So some people will lean a little bit. Their ribs will come forwards or they'll lean back. Or again, you might find that your shoulders come up. Or some people even push the head forward. So there's different ways to make it feel like these arms are getting higher when they're not actually getting higher. Good, good. One last one. And relax it down. So we're going to go into our hip hinge, but if you can, grab your towel to help you to know whether you're moving through your back at all. So you're going to take your hand to the back of your head, and then hold the towel round about the top of your pelvis. So your head and your pelvis are touching the towel in your hand, and then you're hinging through and keeping everything level as you move in and out of it. So if you start to drop through your head, your hand will move up on that bottom side. If your bum starts to tuck under, it will move. If you just drop the head and nothing else, then you'll feel that in the towel. So if your hands are staying in position and that towel is staying the same length, chances are your posture is staying upright. So mine went a little loose then as I stood up, which meant I was pushing through. So make sure you keep everything stable. Knees relax as you come down, hips pulling back, and then press through your arches as you come up. Think of your head lengthening up towards the ceiling and then drawing back. It's a little bit hard not to kind of push on your head with your arm there, but think of your head into your hand rather than your hand pulling on your head. So you want to keep that head lifted and not feel that the hand is pushing it down. Lovely. You should get a good stretch up the backs of your legs. Good, good. And let's do one last one. Lovely. Breathing out to come up. Release that down. Give those shoulders a little round. Take your hands out in front of you. And you're just going to breathe out and pull. Pull outwards. And then breathe in and lower. And again, lift it up, breathe out, pull apart. So as you pull apart, you might feel it in your chest, but you should feel the upper back is switching on a little bit. Good, good. And again. So lifting up, breathing out, pull your hands apart. Lovely. Now, don't pull apart just yet. Take the arms up, rotate, and then pull once you've rotated. And draw it back to center. And again, double arm raise, rotate, and now hold that and pull the band. Pull the towel and draw it back to center. Lovely. So you should feel a little bit more of your back switching on that rotation. You don't want to feel it in your lower back. So don't feel that you're trying to push round really far with this. We're staying nice and stable through. Lovely. One last one to each side. Drawing it back to center. And again, shoulders relaxed. Pull apart. And draw it back to center. Lovely. Take it into a squat, so take your feet a little bit wider. Squatting down, you don't need the towel, so you can just drop it if you want to, or you can hold it, whatever's easiest. You could actually squeeze it if you wanted to. So, knees and toes forwards, hips going back, chest stays up, breathing out as you come up. Lovely. And again. Good, good. Doing well. Couple more. And last one. And then take your towel again, this time going into our side bend. So taking it all the way up and pull apart and then side bend. Lovely. Draw it back, arms down. And again, all the way up this time, pull apart and side bend. Lovely. Doing well. So pull once you get there and your back muscles will switch on. It'll help the core to switch on as well. So if you want, stay with that. Otherwise, you can pull apart once you go over. So in the same way we did with the rotation, you stay still and then once you're over, now pull. Draw it back to center. Good. And again, arm raise, take it over, side bend, and then pull the band or the towel. Lovely. Easing it back. Doing well. And what you might find is that your arms are lifting a little bit more above you. Good. Or you might just feel that you're a bit more secure in that position and finding some space there. So you want to find the space in the waist as you go over. But you've got that control of the core from the pull apart as you come back up. Last one. Good. And drawing it back up. Lovely. Going into our lunges, we're going to use the band with it. So just keep a hold if you can. Take one leg behind you, one heel is up, one heel foot is down in front. It's not a massive space though. So taking your back knee down and straight back up. So you want this back hip tucked so the pelvis is level. So if your hips tip forwards like me, tuck under. If your hips don't do that, you won't need to tuck. You just want to feel that it's a straight down, straight up movement with your pelvis. And then you push through that front leg to lift. So with the band, we're going to add our rotation in. So you're coming down, rotate towards the front leg, and then ease it up. So you come down, rotate. So you can pull apart at the center and then rotate. So you've got that little bit of core control. Or you can rotate and then pull once you're around. But you're coming down, add the rotation towards your front leg. Doing well. Lovely. Eyes follow the direction of the towel. but your hips stay nice and still. Lovely. And last one. And ease it in. Then we're just going to go into a little bit, it releases the shoulders, but it's also core work. So you're going to push down with one hand past your hip, and then come up and push down with the other hand past the hip. So you're doing like a figure of 8 with your arms, and what you don't want is for the band just to go, or the towel to go floppy. So when you start to feel you can, you speed it up a little bit. So you press down, you press down. Lovely. Your head stays forwards. Try not to get to a stage where you're kind of pedaling it, but keep thinking of it up and down. Lovely. Pushing it back behind you a little bit. So again, you're getting that work into the shoulders, releasing through, and the core switching on to hold you stable. Lovely. Doing well. Good, good. And release, and then the other leg is coming forwards. So again, nice easy step, heel lifted on your back leg, hips level. So again, if you need to tuck under, take it straight down, straight up. So pressing through the knuckle of the big toe, little toe and heel on the front leg, the knuckle of the big toe and the little toe on the back leg, and you've got that balance. Then adding in the rotation once you're down. So again, you can come up, pull apart, and then rotate, or you can come up and rotate and then pull on the towel. For this one, I kind of prefer a pull at center. Good, good. Doing well. Lovely. And last one. And ease it up. Good. You can let that go for a bit. We've got another one to go, but I'll just give it a rest. So transferring your weight from one side, release the foot, and then transfer your weight to the other side, release that foot. And again, so you're stepping, but your body's staying nice and lifted, and then you release the foot. If you can take that into a knee lift, take it into a knee lift. If you prefer to keep the foot on the floor, then keep the foot on the floor. Lovely. Good, good. Keep your body upright so your head is to the ceiling and everything lines up with the outside of your foot. So there's no sort of sit of the hip or sit of the upper body. Everything's lined up. Now, if you can, the rotation we're going to add is a rotation into the leg rather than into the body. So side step, lift up and rotate. If you are not lifting into a knee lift, you can still do the rotation. So you would side step, the leg will come across, stay on your big toe and rotate outwards. So you're still getting the movement through the hip. What we're looking for is the hips to stay facing forwards and that leg just to go out as far as you comfortably can without moving the hips. Lovely. Doing well. And last one. And release. Good. Grab the towel again. So this time going into our lat pull down. So this is the one where the elbows want to move a little bit too much. So hopefully the towel will stop it a little bit. So double arm raise up as high as you feel comfortable and then pulling straight down in front of you. If you've got really good range of movement and you can go behind, go behind. But most people, they can only go behind by dropping the heads out of the way. So it's better really if you come down the front of your body. Elbows stay tucked under and in alignment with the hands as much as possible. So if your elbows are pulling back and your hands are dropping forwards, you just need to come a little bit further in front of you. Good, good. So straight line down and up. pulling outwards on the towel the whole time and feeling that little bit of openness through the chest. To open the chest a little bit more, as you come down, think of your collarbones lifting to the ceiling and just look to the ceiling slightly. And then ease up, look forwards. So it's not in your low back, you're just pulling down and then just adding that little bit of an eye focus, which encourages the body to feel like it's going to open up. So facing forwards, and then as you pull down, eyes up to the ceiling, think of those collarbones up to the ceiling, and then look forwards again. Lovely. One more, pulling down, eyes focused to the ceiling, and then release it down. So then we're going to go back to our lunges, but the challenge is to go to the opposite side. So if it feels too much, stay with rotating to the front leg. Otherwise, heel lifted behind you. Again, hips nice and balanced, left to front, left to right. Arms out in front of you. Drop your knee down, turn to the back leg, and then ease it up. And again, rotate down, pull that towel, rotate to the back leg. Lovely. So it's a little bit more about balance with that. So if you feel really wobbly, feel free not to do that rotation. Good, good. And again. So make sure you watch the towel as it goes, and you don't want to feel like you just kind of lean over. The movement is of your rib cage, your hips stay level. Good, good. And one last one. And release. Then take the towel behind, hands about shoulder width apart, press down towards the floor, opening up the chest, so pull apart in that position, and then release. So press your hands down, straighten the arms, feel your shoulders roll down and back, and then pull the towel apart, and then release. So you're drawing your shoulders down and back. Again, here you could add in that eye focus up to the ceiling to give you a little bit more stretch through. Take your hands further apart if you need to. So if you feel it a lot in your shoulders, if you tend to cramp out in your shoulders, take the hands further apart. The more mobile you are, if you're not as tight as me, take your hands closer together. You can as well here add in a lift. So you can press down and lift the arms up as you look to the ceiling, and then draw it back down. And again, so push down, pull apart, and then add in that lift if you want to. And it will really work through the chest. So this is a bit of an unwind. The other thing you can do with that lift is actually curl forwards. It's not one I can do, but it would be here, pull apart, nod your chin, curl your body, and your arms lift up and over. That's probably the best I've ever done. And sometimes it acts almost as traction, and you can feel quite a good stretch into your back. So you can give it a try, or just stay with this nice stretch into the front of the body. Otherwise, nod your chin, curl through, keep pulling apart. Make sure you're not hanging off your hips. So you've created a curve through your spine, and then you'll curl back up again. Lovely. Finish off, other leg. So heel behind you, heel lifted, hips nice and balanced through, down into your lunge, rotate towards that back leg, and then draw it up. And again, drawing it down, rotate towards the back leg, pulling apart the whole time, hips staying nice and balanced through. Good, good. And again. Make sure you don't reach with those arms, so you're not pushing forwards, you're just floating up, pull apart, and then taking it round. Lovely. Doing well. Last one then. And release. Good. Take your legs slightly wider apart in your squat position. Take it down into a squat, but lift your heel on one side. Rotate your knee in and then come down and up. So you squat, heel up, rotate, and then back up. So we did our balance with a rotate outwards. So I just want to balance this out with a rotate inwards. But you need to be on the ball of your foot so that you can move through the ball into the hip and you're not twisting at the knee. Good, good. Doing well. If you want to stay down longer, you can do one leg then the other and then come back up instead of doing singles. Make sure your hips aren't moving, so hip bones stay facing forwards, just that knee, kind of thinking Elvis. Lovely. Last one on each side. Good, and ease it up. Lovely. Stepping it in. Let's go back to our shoulder raises. Deep, the breath out, lifting the thumbs, and then breathing into lower. And again, breathing out, lifting the thumbs, shoulder height, and then starting to take it a little higher. See if it feels any easier. And drawing back down. Again, watching for those compensations. What are your ribs doing? What are your shoulders doing? What is your head doing? How far comfortably do those arms go? Lovely. Good, good. And this next one, come back down to shoulder height and take it into a circle. One arm back and then the other arm back. And hopefully that feels quite free. Good, good. And then reverse direction. Lovely. One more to each side. And let it go.